tomorrow on Meridian. Daphne du Maurier's haunting love story, Rebecca.
It's Max de Winter. They say he can't get over his wife's death.
But his new bride is not welcome.
It's you that should be dead.
She simply adored Rebecca.
I feel her everywhere.
You love Rebecca. You think about her night and day. Rebecca, Rebecca, Rebecca.
Why don't you leave Mandalay to her?
I could kill you.
Emilia Fox, Diana Rigg, and Charles Dance star in Rebecca. Sunday the 5th concludes Monday the 6th of January on Meridian.
Quello che vuole, basta che fili. Basta che fili.
It's all worked out beautifully for Ginola.
Working hard, keep pushing my
Almost. That's better. Come on, let's hit the big run.
Hey, take it easy. Don't worry.
You took on the mountain big time and won.
Killer move.
Way to go, way to eat. Kellogg's Frosties.
They're great.
Serious Frosted Flakes in ice cold milk, part of your nutritious breakfast. They'll bring out the tiger.
In you.
From today, new Domestos Power Cleaner banishes even tough cooking stains. Now with more bleach, it has even more power to clean. And as it's from Domestos, it does even more. It kills germs as well. Good to know, isn't it?
And now, after some strange goings-on the moors, Martin.
Well, it all happened so quickly, like 1 minute there we are, walking down the Coppice Way, and the next, whoosh!
We've never seen anything like it, have we, Sue?
It came from nowhere, right? It was obviously made by some form of higher intelligence because the control panel actually communicated with us.
And what did it say?
It said, too warm. Too warm.
Safe food storage with Zanussi Cool Check, the appliance of science.
Marriage? Sweetheart, you know you can't.
What?
I mean, James is a nice enough boy, but you can't possibly marry him.
Can't I? Why not? Because he's predictable.
I'm so glad you brought this. We can't get it over here.
The unique balance of rich and smooth makes Nescafe Gold Blend.
The thing about your father was, I never knew what he was thinking or what he'd do next. It was exciting. Wish you knew someone like that.
Curry's biggest ever sale starts tomorrow with massive savings on all the top brands. Plus, buy now, pay later on many products. Only Curry's bring you all this.
I'll tell you what I think of the Daily Star.
Yeah, well, we don't care what you think. You've got a beard.
It's coming to the Sweet Shop. Probably one of the biggest furniture sales in the world. With absolutely no deposit, not a single penny to pay until Easter, then interest-free credit till the year 2000. Everything's reduced, like these superb two-seater settees. The Maximus real leather, only £399. And the Natalie settee, half price. Probably one of the biggest furniture sales in the world. Starts 10 a.m. Boxing Day at the Sweet Shop.
Merry Christmas. You're watching Meridian.
Good evening. German police are still baffled as to the motive behind the suicide bomb attack on a packed Christmas church service. 3 people were killed, 2 sisters and the woman bomber herself. 13 worshippers suffered serious injuries, among them a girl of 12. Neil Connery at ITN reports.
More than 70 worshippers had gathered at the small Lutheran church in Frankfurt for the Christmas Eve service. As they were singing the first hymn, A woman sitting in a pew at the back of the church detonated 2 hand grenades strapped to her body. 3 women, including the bomber, were killed. Ambulance crews took the injured to a nearby hospital. 3 of them, including a 12-year-old girl, are in a critical condition. This eyewitness said she couldn't understand why the woman had decided to kill herself in a crowded church. Police are now trying to establish the identity of the bomber. They've ruled out any political motive. The explosion has left Germany in a state of disbelief. A church service that should have been a celebration of Christmas, devastated by a suicide bomber. Neil Connery, ITN.
Anti-government demonstrators took to the streets of Belgrade again today, despite yesterday's violent clashes with police and supporters of President Milosevic. The marchers poured detergent over areas of yesterday's violence in a symbolic gesture of cleansing traces of Serbian government supporters. The Queen has made her Christmas address to the nation. While offering sympathy to families who'd suffered tragic loss during the year, she didn't speak directly about the Dunblane tragedy. She said it was better to look forward with hope than backwards with bitterness. Helen Wright reports.
A united royal family left church at Sandringham today, the Queen and Queen Mother surrounded by their children and grandchildren. And the Queen's past family problems were mentioned only in passing in her annual address. Instead, she delivered a message of faith in the future, her thoughts seemingly with parents in Dunblane.
Some have suffered bereavement of a tragic and shocking kind. At such times, it is tempting for all of us, especially those who suffer, to look back and say, if only. But to look back in that way is to look down a blind alley.
The tragedy was also mentioned in the Archbishop of Canterbury's Christmas sermon.
I detect an increasing desire in people to find a spiritual home. We've seen it expressed this year in the response to the killings at Dunblane.
The Pope also prayed for an end to violence and more work towards world peace. Helen Wright, ITN.